All right, good evening, everybody. How's it going? Dean DeMarzo here on Longest Solo Ever, and we're going to have some fun with a slightly different type of guitar than usual. I don't know if this is, I haven't played this on the channel yet. I've probably brought it up in live streams a couple times. This is a Fender Bass 6. Well, technically a Squier Bass 6, but the concept is the same. It's a 6-string guitar. Did I leave the plastic on this? I've had this for months. This is a 6-string guitar that is tuned an octave lower than your typical 6-string guitar. How's it going, Copan? How's it going, Tyler Biggs? I guess the original intent of this was to have... I don't know if the 4-string bass necessarily existed at this point yet. If it had, it hadn't for long, so they were still kind of nailing down what an electric bass looked like. So this was one of their concepts, the Bass 6. It's a 6-string guitar, but it's a bass. But the strings are closer together than your traditional electric bass. This is really more in, like, say, the lower 6 strings of an 8-string guitar territory. And as a result, that happens to make this really Stratocaster-looking thing. Actually, it's a Jazzmaster, right? Yeah, it's a Jazzmaster. This really silly Fender-looking guitar. A really nice, like, gent metal machine. So I did a bunch of recording on my next album with this one, and it's really heavy sounding. It's really fun. How's it going, Stupid Universe 731C? Nice Rick and Morty reference. So yeah, we're gonna play around with, like I said, this is the concept for this week. How's it going, Ohad? Yeah, it takes some getting used to. It is a lot closer together than you'd think. Thanks, Stupid Universe. So I have an album coming out. I want to drop a trailer for the album first, and I want to write music for that trailer because I just can't help myself. And the music for that trailer, I want it to be something to do with, like, selecting a bunch of bosses, because the concept of the album is it's a bunch of boss music themes from video games. So I went with the stage select theme from Mega Man X. This one. That one, right? That's pretty much all there is to it. It's just that over and over again with some drums. And I want to take that and move it over into like Doom 2016 Mick Gordon territory. So I think, and I've messed around with this. I did a couple Doom covers. One of the songs on this coming album, I kind of also dipped into that territory a little bit for a minute. So I've played around enough with this sound that I got. I think I have the general idea of how to approach this, but we'll still be doing a lot of trial and error tonight. Of course, 731C. I watch a lot of Rick and Morty. Actually, I haven't seen the new season yet, so maybe I'm not that good of a fan. But let's get this guitar tuned for one thing. And I want to hear it. So you can hear this thing's pretty djenty, right? Copan, awesome. I'm glad you tried Pro Tools. It's my jam. Lava Roof Zone is your favorite? Level? Okay, let's figure out what tuning we want this in. The original song is in... How's it going, Deeps to the Peeps? Let's just hear what key this is in. Boom. That sounds like A. Nope, A sharp, B flat. Okay. So let's find a good string to tune. by the way. Okay, thanks, universe. Sounds good, deeps to the peeps. I've already gotten started. I got my usual. Okay, let's see if we want to keep it in A sharp. That feels a little high. That kind of defeats the purpose of me bringing out this guitar for this. Yeah, that's not nearly heavy enough. I want stupid heavy. Can I get down to B flat? Let's see if this guitar will do it. This is not intended to go this low. Even this thing. That's not terrible, right? That kind of works. Okay, we might be in the right department with that. It's a little flabby. I've never quite understood how the switches on these things work. I think each of these three turns on and off a pickup. Like this turns on and off the neck pickup, then the middle, and then the bridge. And then this last one, I think switches the phase of the middle pickup. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jazzmaster folks. Okay, so if we're in A sharp standard, we'll probably only use the bottom few strings of this anyway, and we'll use like a regular electric for the rest of the higher parts. This is pretty much going to be like a 2-string gent machine. How's it going, Tyrell Massey? How do I stream Pro Tools? It's a horrible experience. That's how. I'll show you. I'll turn the other camera. My audio interface is a Discrete 8 by Antelope Audio, and it has the life-saving feature of being able to redirect audio within itself hardware-wise. So I actually just physically have what's coming out of my speakers routed into OBS. Short of that, I've also done, before I was able to set this up properly, I also literally just ran 2 guitar cables out of the back of one interface and into the inputs of another cheap interface I had plugged in. And then used that as the input in OBS. That was also a terrible experience. Streaming DAWs is awful. 731C, thank you so much. That's awesome. That means a lot. Okay, if we're in B flat standard, we have B flat and then E flat, or D sharp. I don't know why this insists on tuning to sharps. That bothers me. Thanks, Ohad. Okay. Oh, and yeah, I missed that earlier. I'll definitely do the high pass before ToneForge for the distorted tracks. This one, that fundamental frequency is so low. I mean, a B flat, that's got to be what, 50 hertz? Will I reveal the track list of the album with the trailer? No, I'm gonna keep it a secret a little longer. I did the closest I'll get to that. There was a tweet going around on Twitter by, I think, DistroKid or Spotify. I think it was by Spotify saying, name the track list of your next album with emoji only. And so I posted that on there. So that's the closest I'll get to that. Can I do a live stream in the future on how I tackle mixing? Yeah. After the album comes out, I'm probably going to go through the mix of a couple tracks, just talking through how I approach a mix. Or possibly maybe before a track comes out, we'll mix one of the songs here. I'm just starting to get into the mixing stage, so yeah, maybe we'll check out one of those once I get to that in here. I'll blow a couple tracks before we start. I've already given away a couple, I think. We arranged Final Destination on this live stream. And I think I played a bit of a Shovel Knight tune that's going to be on there on my Instagram. Okay, that is enough tuning for now. This is going to go way out of tune. But let's see how that sounds distorted, see if it's any good at all. All right, let's give it the Doom test. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's a little silly. We might come back up from there a bit. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so we're gonna... Yes. Yes. It sounds like a small calculator running Doom. So the structure of this is gonna be... Nice, Copan. That's awesome. And yeah, go check out Copan's channel. He's got some cool stuff on there. I just guested on one of his tunes. We did some Sonic. So the structure of this, it's going to start out with the clean. It's going to start out with like some ambient noise and some synths just like slithering around in the background, and then it'll be that main riff, the. Probably twice, and then it'll hit really hard with big distorted guitars, and then I want it to move into the same concept but played on actual regular guitars with big chunky chord changes in the background. You'll see what I mean when we get there. I think it's going to be fun. And then finally, as the big finale, because this is really just like 2 measures of content, this song, it literally, all it is it's just this over and over again, right? So there's nothing else content-wise there, so I want it to end as the big finale of the trailer to be this. And all of this I'm realizing now is incredibly ironic because there's no Mega Man featured on the album. But that's okay. It's a sick song anyway. Thanks, Space Guy Bob. So yeah, that's the general plan. Let's start laying down just some rough tracks to get the structure of this. Okay, so this is around 82. I need 8th note clicks for that, or I'm gonna lose that time. Three, 4. I started playing Doom instead of Mega Man. Force a habit. 3, 4. One more. 2, 3, 4. That string is very out of tune still. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay. How much techno do I want to add on this song? It's gonna be how much of like the Mick Gordon like distorted synths and stuff? A lot, so much. And Art MTG, yeah, you're here. Come hang out. Thanks for joining us. How's that tone actually sound? Okay, it's pretty flabby. It sounds better in the room because I have the actual strings here ringing, and it sounds like it has a lot more attack. Let's just play with that tone for a second and see what we can do. Thanks for subscribing, Spizigazuz. I can't pronounce that name, but thanks for subscribing. All right, let's play with this tone a little bit, and then we'll start layering on some more elements. Yeah, I think we are gonna have to put an EQ in front of this just to set it up to go into the amp the way we want. Okay, so what I just did there, this is super useful. I was looking to reduce the amount of pick sound, this like sound that's going on right at the beginning of each note. Take a listen for it. And I wanted to find it first by boosting it. So I'm gonna try to make it worse for a second. Check it out. There it is, that's horrible. Let's cut it down in that spot. There's another one happening down here somewhere. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's take a listen. Yeah, that's like my whole EQing technique, Copan. I use EQ much less to like shape a sound and more to just solve quick problems. I find that works way more often than trying to do some big crazy. You see these EQ curves that look like, you know, this just insane thing. No, these are what my EQ curves always look like. It's usually a little bit of a high pass just to cut out anything lower than doesn't need to be there. And then one or two or maybe sometimes three little band cuts like this, and that is it. Nothing crazy. Sometimes a little high boost if it needs it, but that's really it. Okay, so there's our start. What does it sound like without the amp? I think that's worse. I don't think that's as good. Yeah, I like the amp being there. Okay, we're going to put our first little trick in here, which is layering in just a bit of a distorted version of this same track. There's a clicking every few beats. Yeah, you're right. That's me being really... me being too heavy of a picker. You know what we can use for that is a compressor. Let's get a compressor in there. We'll use just Pro Tools built-in Dyne 3 compressor. And what we want to do is set it so it only deals with these high peaks. It doesn't need to worry about anything happening in here. So let's find those peaks. There we go. So we're going to catch it when it goes over, let's say, -12. Now, that's not like, it's not a super extreme effect. We're not crunching the sound of the bass up, but we are dealing with those high peaks, which is nice. So that's like a utility use of a compressor. Thanks for pointing that out, man. Sometimes I don't hear this stuff. Sometimes I'm focused on like what crazy thing I'm going to add next, and I miss like something like that. So yeah, let's crunch this up. Let's distort the heck out of this. We'll start by feeding it into the distortion channel here. I'm going to turn the volume down on this a bit. And let's just see how much we can mangle this Take the Mick Gordon approach, you know? Let's see, we've got... I'm just going to go to my most destructive plugins right off the bat. We have Decapitator, which seems appropriate for this. Let's press the Punish button. That sounds good, right? And there's one tone in there that seems like it's getting too much attention from the Decapitator. So I'm going to try to find that and then eliminate that so the rest of the sound can come through easier. Yeah, it's that. It's whatever's happening right here. So I'm just trying to really flatten out the curve of what's going into it. That way we get this nice level frequency spectrum going through Decapitator, and we get something a lot more tonal. Cool. And now, how about Filter Freak 2? This one gets weird. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, I'm not liking that so much. Let's go to... Yeah, I don't like the... I'm going to run this in mono. Hey, heads up. Sound Toys is on sale right now. You can get the effect rack for like $100, I think, which is a ridiculous deal because it comes with almost every one of these effects. Yeah, Copan, that's exactly what we're going to do in a second. I didn't mean to do it before. Okay. Next, we need to add some synths. Oh no, where'd it go? Actually, I want to try... Do I have this installed right now? Okay. This will be fun. I don't use these much on this channel. You see me using Serum like 99% of the time. No, I do not need a tutorial. Thank you. Okay, this is the this is Arturia's emulation of the Oberheim SEM synthesizer, which is a really, really sick synthesizer that can do a lot of really crunchy synth sounds. It will probably be the closest we can get to emulating that crazy Russian synthesizer that or was it Russian or German that Mick used on this one. Let's see what this gets us. We have B flat, right? That already sounds pretty doomy right out of the gate. That's literally me pressing one key, guys. Okay. That's sick. What does the overdrive sound like? Cool. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the arpeggiator. What is happening here? Is that like a a sequencer built into this thing? Okay, let's play in this part, and then we'll tweak the sounds. Did I go up on the... How did I play the guitar part? Okay, I did go up on both of those. That's fun. Okay, there's our part. Let's give that a quick quantize. And let's just start playing around with the synth a bit. Okay, so somewhere the LFO is affecting the pitch, and I want that to stop. Let's see if we can find that. There's the filter, the envelopes. There's the rate of LFO1. Okay, I see. Can we determine how much it's affected by LFO1? Cool. Let's see some other presets in here. Getting closer. Okay. Cool. Let's start putting this through other stuff. Hotline Miami, that is such a good soundtrack. Yeah, it's still a little like... We'll see if we're getting where we're going with that. I want to also try with Serum. Let's just duplicate that, swap over to Serum for this. I just know Serum so much better than I know that one. I honestly, yeah, of course it borrows from Master of Puppets. It's literally the riff minus like one note. That's my opinion, at least. But a lot of things do. The boss music from shoot, what is it? The boss music from Mega Man X, this game. Same riff. It's in a lot of places, that kind of descending chromatic thing. All right, this is sounding doomier, right? Is that the credit music from Sonic 3D Blast? Really? I didn't know that, Copan. That's so cool. I love that trailer. Okay, so... All right, I think we've messed around with synths for long enough. Let's build some of the rest of the structure in this. And this feels like it has this is maybe too high? Just gonna retune this bass a little bit. Good night, Ohad. I think we're going to have to tune that bass up a little bit because it's just not performing in that range. Let's head to D, I think. Yeah, and then we can get really rolling on this. So many of these first steps are just seeing what works and what doesn't. It totally does. Has a subtle wubbiness to it. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is what you intended by wubbiness, but I've always felt there's a real overlap between like really heavy metal in like the djent area and dubstep music, like early Skrillex, Excision, those guys, all working with really heavy syncopated low sounds. And it's yeah, it's a bass 6. It's a very fun instrument. Okay. Cool. Let's dupe that. That is a lot more palatable, I think. And what song it is will be still clear, I think. I don't think that's going to be a problem if it's not in the same key, unless somebody has perfect pitch. Of course, now all these frequencies have changed, so I just have to re-EQ this super quick. This is another one of my killer plugins, R-Bass. It just fixes every low instrument ever. Really makes it bassy, but like a clean bassy. It's not boomy. It's great. Okay, let's get these two out of here for now. Oh no, these two. Just get them out of the way for now. Let's see. I don't want this trailer to be super long. I'm thinking under 45 seconds probably. Maybe under a minute. Yeah, probably shoot for a minute. That seems reasonable. Mostly because I have to animate all of it too, and I don't want to have to animate that much. So let's figure out what comes after this part. I want two guitars playing the main riff. So we'll go to the carve-in as usual. Been thinking about getting another one of these. They have this SCB series that looks really, really cool. I think it'd be nice in like a matte finish. I think that'd be fun. This guitar feels so tiny. This is so weird. That's the only guitar I've played all day, so this feels weird. Wow. Okay. So this riff... That doesn't work down there. Okay, so we'll play it up high where I just played it. Let's play the lead in first, and then we'll deal with the rhythm parts I kind of have had floating around in my head all week. I want that crunchier. Like, vibrato-wise. That wasn't a good adjective to use in that case. Okay, we'll just hit that real quick on a second guitar, double it up. Okay, and now let's add some really big, crunchy, low guitars, too. We'll go down to drop A for this. Still trying to figure out what the chord progression under this is. That's kind of cool. Maybe it's that. No. That's the last chord. So we got... Let's try that. Does that work? Maybe that works. Let's find out. I think we can work with that for now. We'll kind of play with that as the going chord progression. And now we add big stupid Mick Gordon drums. To use those, I need to find my big stupid drum sample folder. Battery. Okay, one giant kick drum coming up. That's so huge. I love it. So this is the kick and snare from the Arena kit in Native Instruments Battery 4. Except that's not really going to do it. What else we got? How's this one? Better. What's this? Okay, I think we're going to layer 2 snares. There we go. And this is weird to program drums like this by dropping drum samples in, but it really does work. Okay, let's organize this session a little bit. This is our, let's name this clean intro guitar. There's our drums Here we have distorted lead 1, distorted lead 2, distorted rhythm 1, and distorted rhythm 2. And then we have, we'll call this intro riff synth. Just to start getting some semblance of organization here. We're going to route all these drums to their own group track here. That way I have them all in one place. I can add a little bit of reverb to them. Go with Valhalla Vintage Verb as always. Cool. We're going to do something funky to the rhythm guitars here. Check this out. Just to start giving us this real sense of space and like hugeness. We're going to add a little bit of sidechain compression. Believe it or not. This is something you typically see in like EDM music. But we're actually going to use it here just to make the guitars like get out of the way for a second every time the bass hits, and it's going to make the bass feel that much louder. Comic Zone? I haven't heard the soundtrack to Comic Zone in... I literally have no idea how long. At least like 25? Sorry, at least like 15 years? No, like 17, 18? I was probably like 12 the last time I played Comic Zone. Okay. Sidechain. Okay. The way a sidechain works, it's just like any other compressor. It turns the volume down when things get too loud. A sidechain, normally a compressor acts on the audio that it's hearing. A sidechain makes the compressor listen to some other audio while it's turning this thing's volume down. So in this case, the bass goes, and this goes, oop, time to turn the guitars down, and it drops them down. And we get this effect. Let's check it out. Okay, let's hear how that sounds with reacting to the kick. Yes, you're absolutely right, Copan. That's where you'd hear it the most. It's absolutely used to sidechain the bass to the kick. In this case, we're doing the same thing. It's used to kind of artificially give a sense of like really compressed sound without having to actually squash all your nice sound. It just sort of fakes that effect, and it does a really good job of making a metal song sound huge too. You'll hear this a lot on a lot of djent records, a lot of heavy metal stuff. If the producer knows what they're doing, they'll start messing around with this stuff. You can get a lot of cool sounds. We're going to do that to the bass as well. I think... I haven't decided if we're... What did I just do? I've never used that feature before. I think we're going to go with a synth for the bass on this one. Nah, maybe we'll try my usual Euro bass. We'll see if that fits. I'll go with the Drive version, though, for some really crunchy stuff. What note did we start on? D? Cool. Let's get that to mesh with our guitars, because right now those two sounds are not going to work well together. Let's get some EQ on our guitars as well. And I'm just going to pull them both up at the same time. So I have my guitar over here and my bass over here. Let's just get them playing nice with each other. I think that's pretty effective. Okay. We're going to use the same compressor on the bass that we did on the guitars. So we'll get that same pumping effect on both of them. Cool. Let's hear that with everything. I'm going to keep the leads out for a second, though. Thanks, Terciero. Might be a little extreme. Let's back it off just a bit. Okay. Now, this would not be very doomy if we didn't have big screechy synths going on in the background, right? So let's get some of those going. I need to stop piling up guitars next to me here. This is what happens during streams. My stand is all the way over there, my guitar rack, and I don't have enough stands over here, so they just all end up on the floor behind me, and I grab them as we go. Thanks, Copan. Okay, we need a big, screechy guitar synth. It needs to be, airy. So let's go into Spectral. See what we can find there. Okay, I think this is a really good start. Okay. That was weird. Okay. How about distortion after reverb? That's the wrong way to do things, so that's probably what Mick did on this. Let's see what happens with that. Yes, that's exactly what I did. So it's a really long portamento between notes. Well, not as long now, but... Am I secretly Mick Gordon? I wish. We're getting somewhere. A little bit of noise, maybe? Nah, it's good without that. Okay. Okay, let's try layering that in, see what we get. I don't know if this is gonna work. That was pretty fun, right? I liked that. Cool. Let's do some simpler stuff. Thank you. That was fun. Sometimes you get lucky. Let's do just some crunchy rhythm synths in the background. Just playing the bass line. Thanks, Jonathan. Okay. I don't want this to fight too much with the other stuff. Oh, this is actually really easy to program. I can literally just copy the bass part I wrote. And this should be... There's always got to be some movement in a Mick Gordon synth. It's got to be just kind of like organically writhing around. Whatever this motion is with my hands, that's what it's got to be doing. Dude, me too. I would love that. Okay, is that actually doing anything? Let's mix it in and out. Yeah, I think that's adding something. How's it going, Norberto? Okay. Cool. Cool. We're making progress on this. Let's put the lead guitars back in, see if they still fit. Editors? I'll have to check them out. Oh, I always do that. I didn't actually want Neutron. I just wanted the EQ. Oh, let's do EQ before the amp sim. We're getting kind of chunky. There we go. Let's start getting limiters on all our kind of sections here, making sure they're all staying in a nice volume range. That makes mixing so much easier for me. Okay, and now let's just start mixing them in one at a time. We've got our bass and drums together first. Oh, and apparently our synth. You always want to mix down, not up. If you find yourself pushing every fader up beyond 0 here, up into like 12, and you're just like, oh man, I ran out of headroom, I can't mix anything any louder, you gotta pull everything back. Mix quieter and boost it later. There is no like signal loss from mixing too low like there used to be in the old days with tape. We can mix all the way down here and be totally safe. No noise, no nothing. So mix down, not up. Same goes for EQ. Cut, not boost when you can. There's a place and time for boosting, but it's mostly about cutting with EQ. Thanks, Jonathan. I have done some live mixing for theater. Kudos to you, man. That is not easy stuff. Okay. It's missing a cymbal. It's missing a crash cymbal of some kind. So let's add just a... literally just the cymbals from a drum kit. And we'll go with the usual. We'll go to Invasion. But we can literally just unload the drums. Check it out. And they just disappear. I love it. This way they're not dragging on our CPU or anything. Okay. We've got the weirdest drum set ever in front of us. Great. Very good. See if we can get away with quarter notes first. If not, we'll move to eighth notes on the hi-hat. We'll see. Let's mix these drums together. I know I literally just told you guys not to mix up. This is a case where this one track is so ridiculously quiet, I'm just going to boost it a bit. Okay. Something about this is not working. What is it? Is it that the guitars need to get ducked with everything else, with the compressor? Let's see. That was part of it. That was part of it for sure. Let's get some just kind of general common reverb going. I have reverb on the drum tracks by themselves, but I kind of want one reverb to rule them all, so to speak. How's it going, 731C? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't do that. Never mind. Ah, I wanted ascend. There we go. Okay, we're getting closer. I think I've got to carve out a little more space in the rhythm guitars for the lead. You feel how much more space is in there? Deeps, did I play Doom 2016 or Eternal? Yes. Yes, they're two of my favorite games right now. Really, really outstanding games. If you're going to play either of them, play 2016 first, because 731C, you're going to have to tell me about that guy. I want to check him out. Play 2016 first. 2016 is a straightforward but awesomely fun shooter. And gets you used to what they call combat chess, which is moving through a space and choosing who you're going to fight when and how you're going to fight them in a really tactical way that I have not run into in any other shooter. Gets you introduced to the concept, gets you introduced to how Doom Marine moves. Then when you move on to Eternal, it just racks everything up like 10 levels of complexity. It becomes this really intricate dance of like, okay, I'm going to shoot him, then I'm going to use the chainsaw on that guy, because if I don't, I'm not going to have enough ammo to shoot that guy. Then I'll use a blood punch over here, so I have enough health to take on that thing that just spawned in back there. It's this level of like tactical stuff going on that I haven't run into in any other game, and it's super, super cool. D9, I'm going to have to check them out. Thank you. So yeah, play 2016, then play Eternal. They're both incredible. You'll enjoy it if you like shooters at all. Okay, one last listen to this section, and then we'll revisit the beginning. Cool. I just want to have some big, like, crazy decay on these. One of these snare hits. I think this one. Oh boy. I don't like when Pro Tools does this. What is this? Oh, it's... okay. Yeah, I know. It's checking my eye locks. Hang on. Okay. This is a compressor I haven't touched since I was in college, but I bought it the other day, and it's a fun one. This is by a company called Mick DSP. And they're a crazy cool, like, retro gear emulation company. Copan, yeah, I'd love to do that. Is there another composer you guys think I should check out or try to emulate the style of? I think that'd be fun. Thanks, man. That means a lot. Not a lot of people have watched the Death Egg cover, so I always really enjoy when people like it. Sakuraba, I don't know... Oh yeah, go for it, 731. Just credit me if you can. Who's Sakuraba? What did they compose for? Lemon Demon? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll come back to that. Oh, wait. We didn't mix in the rest of our synths. We got to do that. Sorry, I can't leave them hanging. Tales of? Like Tales of Symphonia and stuff? Yeah. I will check those out. Okay, we'll play around with that. Danny Baranowski. Okay, now there is a style I know really, really well. Okay, Copan, I'm gonna check out Sakuraba, but Danny Baranowski, yeah, that's my jam. Thanks, Gargaduk. Yeah, Super Meat Boy and Crypta the Necrodancer are two of like my favorite soundtracks. He's amazing. He's super, super amazing. Let's get I want to do some weird atmospheric stuff for a second, and then we'll work on the build from this section into that section. Yuzo Koshiro, I don't know him either. You gotta clue me in on these people. Streets of Rage, ooh, that's good. That's not a soundtrack I know inside out, but that is good. Sonic Mania, it's incredible. The OST is incredible. T. Lopes did such a good job with that. I don't think there's anybody more deserving of getting to remix that one than him. and write new songs for it too, which he just nailed. Such a good soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, Studiopolis is amazing. Was it what's the level that was Dust Hill? What's that one? Where it's like a desert casino thing. That one's sick. Press Garden, yeah. Streets of Rage 4, I'll have to check it out. Okay, creepy intro synths. We're going to use Serum for pretty much all of this. That's not Serum. What is this? I don't even know what plugin that is. Guys, I have plugins I've never used, and I feel really bad about it. Okay. Mirage Saloon, that's the one. How did I forget that? Yeah, Odyssey is an outstanding soundtrack too. Okay, cool. I was wondering if I could do that. So, so right now we are only using the noise channel from Serum, and I have it in key mode, meaning if I play a note on here, it'll move it higher or lower depending on what note I play. It'll change the sound of the noise. Have a good night, Gargaduck. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out the rest of this video later. You can always watch all my live streams on my channel. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I'm gonna go listen to a bunch of Danny Baranowski after this. So what we're gonna do is use pitch bend to just kind of like move this noise around. Like this. And create like this windy atmosphere in the background of like Mars or whatever. That's so cool, man. That would be cool, Copan. Okay, cool. Now that has like 20 seconds of noise at the beginning of this. I don't know about that. Maybe let's start it here. Thanks, man. Okay. Now we're gonna add a couple risers. No, let's add some weird, wriggly, writhing synths going around in the background. We're gonna use the Spectral Monster setup, a wavetable. And this is what I'd go to if I was making like a dubstep track. Like it's perfect for that, and I've used it on a ton of dubstep stuff. There is definitely too much wind, Steph. You're absolutely right. It's still going. I gotta cut the release time on that a little bit. So we're gonna use this. We'll run an LFO through this. Okay. And we'll have this on a really wide pitch bend also. And then just like, not like that. Oh, hang on. There we go. Is that creepy enough? That sounds weird as hell to me. That's the sound, guys. That's the sound right there. That's the Doom sound. I made the Doom sound with my synthesizer. It's very good. I like it. Thanks for subscribing, Edward. Yeah, that's very good. We're going to throw a little reverb behind that. Make it just fade in and out a little bit. Let's see. Sounds like a pinky, yeah. Those things got a lot harder to fight in Eternal than they were in 2016, I feel like. Okay, so we're just gonna like play this ambiently by feel. I'm not counting anything. Yeah, that's good. And I really want it to cut hard right at this point where the guitar comes in. Okay, and now I just want one more just kind of ambient drone under everything. We can use that last sound as a starting point. It's going to be a little bit more subdued, though. I don't know what these errors are about. Okay. That is not what I wanted. Give me this, please. There we are. Thank you. Yeah, we're just going to have that kind of mumbling underneath everything. Hang on, I actually want to hear that with everything in it. Okay. Christian, you have got to play them. They're so good. Rippingtons, dude, The Rippingtons are sick. They're so good. So I worked on a cruise ship for a while, and playing in like a funk band. But in between sets, the PA system would always play the Rippingtons. So I love the Rippingtons. That's where I got to absolutely love them. It sounds like the best Weather Channel music you've ever heard in your life, and it's incredible. Okay, there's our intro. Maybe this needs a higher sound with it. Let's see. They're still going? That's awesome. I'll have to check out what they're up to. Okay, yeah, I think that works for now. And now let's work on the build from here to there. And I think I'm going to start with it being just generally like At Doom's Gate from Doom 2016, which is just E1M1 as like a gent song. But we might flip things around a little bit. We'll see. I think I want this to end there too. Into progressive music? Okay, so Opeth, I never got that into Opeth. I listened through Ghost, is that an album? Ghost Reveries? Yeah, okay, so I listened through Ghost Reveries. I couldn't super get into it. It's honestly, as far as prog metal goes, I like the... I'm very picky about the style of production I like on it. So I like the really like more Djenty stuff. Animals as Leaders, Periphery, Tesseract. The closest I'll get to Opeth, and this may not be a great comparison, is Between the Buried and Me, who I consider kind of bridging the gap between like modern progressive metal and more classic progressive metal. Well, no, more like hardcore they were, but Opeth, yeah, I fully recognize they're super brilliant musicians. I just never super got into them. Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson, yeah, they're awesome. Damnation, okay, I will check that out. It's not even like I have a problem with screaming. Like I listen to a ton of Periphery, Meshuggah, everything. It's just like his screams I didn't super get into. But yeah, on the progressive front, I'm super into a lot of that stuff. What was Between the Buried and Me's last big album with the Gallows? It was well, Coma Ecliptic was awesome, but yeah, Parallax 1 and 2, super cool albums. Coma Ecliptic was a really sick album. A lot of good grooves on there. Okay, let's figure out where I think we're gonna have some drum hits in here. Haken is so good. So Haken's another band that's like really bridging the gap between your classic, like super shreddy, like Symphony X and Dream Theater style stuff, and your more modern progressive metal. I love Haken; they're so good. Damnation, it's an Opeth album produced by Steven Wilson. Okay, I'll check that out. I will for sure check that out. Okay, I'm directly ripping off at Doomsgate right here, just as a starting point. We may not stay in this clear of a ripoff. Cool. Those all sound great. I feel like the synth isn't lining up with this bass for some reason. It's very much not. They're super playing in two different keys. Why is that? Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, a big drop, absolutely. That's going to happen right here. Everything's going to cut out for a second, and then it's just going to punch you in the face. Yeah. Yeah, like a big sub drop, like boom, that kind of thing, totally. I'm still just kind of getting the skeleton of this down, I think. We're going to do some automation on this synth. We're going to take the LFO off of this, and we're going to modulate this by hand. So let's set the automation parameters for... Where is it? Filter cutoff. There we go. Okay. Those last 8 notes are actually going to go to another synthesizer. That's going to be a little crunchier, but also simpler, I think. Janina, thanks for subscribing. And we're going to do something weird here. I'm going to commit this track. Meaning it's going to convert it from MIDI running into a synthesizer into a piece of audio that we can play with. And we're going to mess with it a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna figure out how to make this hit harder. We'll get there. I just want to get the lead up right. So let's see where we're at. Also, I'm gonna start mixing into my mastering limiter. How's it going, Steven? Thanks for tuning in. Things are gonna get loud at this point. I'll give my usual warning. I'm turning down my speakers. You should too. Okay, cool. Oh no, I'm out of scotch. Okay, we're heading in the right direction here. Let's add that drop you were talking about. Who mentioned a drop? Copan. We're gonna do a sub drop here. These are fun. Thanks, Deeps. Oh, I don't think I've ever had this many instances of Serum in one session. This will just be a sine wave sub. Like that. Although maybe I have a subsample drop. Let me just check my sample folder. A lot of good stuff here. Let's try. Let's try this one. That's a little too, like, 8080 for me. I want something a little more cinematic. I think I have another idea for where we can try. Just nothing else wants to go on this channel, huh? That's because they're mono. Oh, that works. Okay. Yep, that works. And then we're going to try, check this out. Let's reverse this. And we're going to have it come back up afterward. So right now it's this like sub sine wave just dropping down. And we're going to have it come back up real quick in between. Nah, I actually just want it to drop there. Okay. That's okay, Deeps. Okay, cool. I just want to double check this section one more time. Are we in a good spot with this? Let's see. I want this synth to fade in a bit more. We're gonna... So something I like to do, I never like to automate the volume on a channel because I want to be able to adjust that later. I want to be able to mix this, but I do want to automate a fade here. So I'm going to use a plugin that's literally just a volume fader. And we're going to automate that instead. This way I get to do my effects here, my automation and stuff, without making any permanent decisions. Cool. I also want a lot of things, folks. Do we ever end up doing anything with this track? No. Okay, cool. Let's replace it with Contact. And we're going to put Rise and Hit in here. I love this plugin. This is all just cinematic explosions. And it's so cool. So cool. So let's go to Into the Void. Sounds like a good category to be in. Storm of Voices sounds terrifying enough. What does that sound like? Yeah, that's Doom. That's Doom right there. Cool. Let's get a different one. Lost Choir. I like these voice-based ones. Yeah, it's also good. Maybe I'll use this one here and this one here. Yeah, that's good. Just want to make sure there's no reverb or anything on there. Yeah, let's deactivate that. Okay, let's hear this section now. Okay. I feel like we made the beginning super awesome, and now this part feels kind of pale in comparison. Thanks, Copan. So let's do another pass at this. I don't know if it needs actual restructuring with the parts, but Oh, my neck. Okay. Hopefully it's just a mixing thing. So let's remix it from the ground up. I'll just mute everything over here, and we will start with just the rhythm section. Okay, right off the bat, that reverb's bugging me. And I want this to sound more like a metal record. So let's bring the rest of those drums back in. Let's be normal with this for a second. Although we will go... turbo all the way with these. It just really compresses the heck out of them. I love it. Okay. Oh, I have to do that on all these? What? Link? Yes, there we go. Link. 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 Okay. Oh, that's not right. All right, Norberto, have a good night. Yeah, let's use, this is an SSL bus compressor that I like. How's it going, Theologer? All right, let's see if those drums are sounding cool or what. I think that's working. Let's bring the drums in, or the bass, rather. How's it going, Jimmy? Thanks, M-Pod. Yeah, that's all working. I love it. Okay, bring in the rhythm guitars. Okay. Okay, I think we're in a good area so far, and I feel like the lead guitars are where it falls apart. Now, I gotta have this riff in there because that's like the point of this whole cover, and I don't know that it needs to be on these guitars. Maybe that's what we change? Maybe there needs to be some more higher octave content. Maybe a little bit of pitch shifting could do the trick. Not like that, though. What about over here, before the amp? That's like grungy and weird, right? That could work. I was wrong. I was so wrong. What about one of them all the way up and one normal? That's just terrible. Forget I said anything. Holy cow. Need some crash cymbals in this drum part. Okay. Let's see if that holds up against the first half now. Needs it lower on a 7-string? Yeah, totally. Which part? The rhythm part or the lead? I don't know. Oh, we didn't have these. Maybe these synths are what's causing the problem. Like, I really liked this weird lead I came up with for it. Where is it? This one on instrument 3. We'll call this Weird Lead. The gent harder? Yeah, man. It would, but it would start to... I tried it earlier, and it would start to interfere with what the rhythm part's doing. So I don't think it would necessarily work. We can try it, though. I want to get a little bit further trying to mix this. Yeah, it would definitely get muddy, I think. I think this synth is not needed anymore. Those guitars are so huge. Let's put everything else back in, though. And let's see what we have start to finish right now. And then I'll kind of explain what the video for this trailer is going to be. Everything needs more djent, Matt. We're close. We're really close. Here's the last piece of the puzzle. There needs to be a lack of bass and energy in the first half that it's saved for the second half. So it really hits hard when we get there. There's a few ways we can accomplish that. Let's identify what's providing bass in this first half and pull it back a little. So obviously this bass is doing a lot. Let's put an EQ here. And we're just going to shelf down the bass a little bit. That mid-drop synth is too weak? Okay, we'll revisit that too. I think you might be right. Let's see where the synth is at. And then finally, I think the drums in general, I'm going to pull their volume before the hit down a little bit. Okay, and that sub drop needs to come down a bit too. Okay. Let's now let's talk about that mid synth. Okay. I still have the MIDI for it here. What else could we do? We could do something a little crunchier. Something more like that. Nope, not that. There it is. Okay. I think that's more in the right territory, right? Let's just chop that the same way we chopped the other one. Okay, it just needs to be a bit quieter so it doesn't, like, give away the big drop. Okay. Let's listen to that. Cool. May not necessarily be exactly how it ends, but I think we're in the right department. That's fun. Okay, so what I'm picturing for this is, this is, if you missed it at the beginning, this is the music that's going to be used for the trailer for the album I'm coming out with in like a month. And the trailer is like, the cover of the album is like this giant demon monster standing there in the center, and just like a dude with a guitar at the other end of a big war-torn valley with a guitar. I think that's going to be a fun, stupid album cover. And so I want this trailer, because I'm rendering that album cover in Blender in 3D. So the trailer is just going to use the assets from the album cover, just kind of panning around it with cool little animation and stuff. So picture like a dark red valley, with a giant demon monster, and just like a, I don't know, anime dude with a guitar, when you're hearing this, if you can picture that. I guess this will be like a track on the album now that I think about it. Maybe it's the opening track. I don't know. Yeah, that could be the case. Cool. I think it needs to rumble a bit at the end. So let's find that rumbly synth that we used at the beginning. And put it here. And then it needs to go to like a hard cut at the end of that. I think that'll be fun. With another one of these. And that's the end of the trailer. Maybe we get the other half of this sample? The second half of the sample sounds cool too, the boom. Yeah, it's good. That's very good. I love that. Okay. Yeah, that ending is terrible too. That needs to not happen. Yeah, I agree with you, Jimmy. Something's just barely missing. It's probably the kind of thing that'll hit me, like, driving in the car listening to this for the 400th time. That's my most trusted mixing method, is to listen to a song a billion times on the drive to and from work. That works for me every time. Coming October 17th to a YouTube channel near you. One man, a guitar, 9 cover songs. That's the voiceover. I should do a voiceover. I should not do a voiceover. It would be terrible. Dude, I cannot do metal screams to save my life. I am terrible at them. I have tried taking, like, not quite lessons, but, like, I tried getting a little lesson from a metal screamer friend of mine, and it was just terrible. All right, I think we've got the track here. I really want, if I could scream like one person, it's Devin Townsend. He has just the single best voice on earth, I'm pretty sure. He is the singularly most talented vocalist I've ever heard in my life, both clean and dirty. He is so very good. All right, final listen, and then we'll do some other stuff for a bit. Yeah, that's fun. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay. Cool. I'm happy with that. That's awesome. Let's, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? What do we got? Yeah. I had this, like, other riff I wanted to mess around with. Let's just do something else, too. Instrument, thank you. 2 of those. Actually, I may not even need those. Just do this. This is just like a metal riff I've had kicking around in my head for like a week. I don't know if it's gonna suck or not. Let's find out. Where did... Oh. In the pile of guitars behind me, that's where. Because I barely played any guitar on this live stream. This was more of a mixing live stream than anything. Somebody asked for a mixing live stream. You got your wish just now, folks. Okay. Now this one... I had like this... I don't know, we're gonna see where this goes. I had this sort of a riff in my head, but I honestly, I've never tried putting it to a guitar, so let's see what comes out. I had this riff in E. But I want it in B. I want something really discordant on this. I've got like kind of an actual original song brewing. Let's see what comes out. Oh, I didn't put a click track. That's why I have no click. Nope, that's not what I just played. Is that in 4/4? I want it to be in 4/4, but not feel like it's in 4/4. Odd time signature? It's not. Like I said, I want it to be in 4, but not feel like it's in 4. Oh man, maybe it is in an odd time signature. I thought I wrote it in 4. I guess we're 2 beats short of a thing? Of a 4-measure thing? Let me try again. What if I put one more single hit in between before the doubles? Like this? Nope, that's terrible. That takes it to 4. See if that works. I can't even play this again. I want something just a little different on this last one. Okay, and now we're going to reinforce those lower notes by just playing those on another set of rhythm guitar tracks. If I can do this right. Not on that one, please. This is going to be a tough one, guys. I'm going to do this slower. Just for the sake of us actually getting through this. Just because this is coming right off the top of my head right now. There we go. Got it in a couple. And we're going to be really sneaky and edit out these breaks, edit these little chops in between, so we end up with this super crazy tight part. Obviously, this is a little messy right now. This is just a sketch, though. Let's write the same thing in on our bass part. Yeah, gent. Gentis. Let's add some drums to that. We'll start by literally just moving the bass track over to be our kick drum. And floor tom, maybe? Be gentle, never. Now we'll copy the bass drum part, but we're going to add some snares in. That's fun. Triplets in the kick drum? Okay. You asked for it. Okay. That's a riff. Let's hear that again. Let's get... I really need to get on making that mixing template. It saved me so much time. I'm going to make that a goal. Before next week, I'll have my mixing template done so we can just jump right into whatever we're doing. Okay, that's fun. And now we're going to do one last piece of this puzzle, which is to kind of make these sound a bit tinier for just a second. Just for this intro section, and then they're going to hit bigger here. Let's see if this works. What are we doing next week? I don't know. Good question. What do you guys want to do next week? Somebody suggested doing some tunes in the style of Danny Baranowski, who is the composer for Super Meat Boy and, oh boy, Crypt of the Necrodancer. That could be fun. Nope, too small. I want this to feel very small in the beginning, but not that small. Getting loud, warning. Gonna turn the volume up a bit. Yeah, that was a good call. Very good call on the triplets. I pushed that limiter too hard. You know, I never listened to that much Lamb of God, but if it sounds like this, that's cool. I'll check it out. I'm not 100% sold on the exact pattern of the riff, but I like this idea. This like kind of jigsaw puzzle riff where it's like doom doom ksh, doom doom ksh, these two pieces fitting together. And I have like I think I have the rest of this song planned too. I don't know. Thomas Hockey. I need to remind myself who that is. He's a drummer. Oh, Meshuggah's drummer. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, man. That stuff, like Meshuggah's drumming, blows my mind. Guys who can keep up with those kind of polyrhythms going on in the guitars, like keeping that going on their kick drum while still keeping a straight beat in the hands, is absolutely bonkers. Meshuggah's tune "Do Not Look Down" is an incredible example of just the kind of focus that drummer has. Yeah, boss music. That's if I could pick any genre for my original music, it's boss music. Absolutely. Because boss music is always the best part of every game. Almost always. That's why I'm doing a whole album of boss music next month. So yeah, that's very fun. Now, how does the problem is I have kind of the rest of a song too. I unplugged my guitar. Why? I have kind of the rest of a song, and it's very tonal. The rest of like this is very atonal and riffy, and then the rest of the song I had this chorus. I'm gonna write like a periphery-ish kind of riff for the chorus because I have a chord progression and like a melody going on. Yeah, Meshuggah Clockworks. Yeah, dude, all Meshuggah's insane. So many great rhythms in there. Animals as Leaders is another example. Their drummer, Matt Garska, I just don't understand how he keeps all that stuff straight in his head while he's playing. Stuff like The Woven Web by Animals as Leaders and Arithmophobia. Both of those are just bonkers to keep up with. I'm also messing around with Vocaloids. I grabbed Yamaha's Vocaloid and a couple Vocaloid libraries. I don't know if anybody's ever like messed around with that. That is a whole like world and like subculture I never knew existed. That is very interesting. So I'm screwing around with that. Maybe I'll do a Vocaloid album. I don't know. I have so many albums planned. Whoa, it's scary at the slower tempo. Crowbar? I don't know him at all. Eurobeat album? I don't know if I can do a Eurobeat album. That's not quite up my alley. I think we'll start wrapping it up. I don't know. So what do you guys want to do next week? Do you think the Danny Baranowski thing would be fun? Just doing stuff in the style of Super Meat Boy? What's that? Play it on slower tempo? Okay, you got it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Danny Baranowski style next week? Cool. That means we're not going to be doing much guitar. That's all like synths and programming stuff. But we could throw some guitar in there, I think. Man, I wanted to do another live show stream where I played more of my cover songs. And I was trying to learn Hot Damned again. I don't know how I ever played that. I genuinely have no idea. I think all I did was practice that song for like a month straight, so I could get that insane tapping part in the middle. Like, I can get the... Maybe I can't. So I got that much, right? But like the next part, I gotta work on that. Maybe we'll do a live thing next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a live show. We'll see. We'll see what comes up. Steven Zek asks, do you have any advice when it comes to a good microphone setup? Yeah. You're talking for this kind of thing, right? For like streaming and talking, chatting with friends, right? I'm using a Shure SM58 King Crimson. That sounds fun. I could do some oh man, how does it go? Wait. Elephant Talk? I live right near Tony Levin, actually. He's amazing. He and his brother play around here all the time. So, a good microphone setup for this kind of thing, for talking and chatting, not necessarily vocal recording. SM58 is an incredible mic. I will say it needs to be boosted a lot in order to come up clear in like Discord and on here. Right now I have it running through my interface, which is providing a ton of compression. It has a big compressor simulator built into it. So that is, that's helping a lot. I would say if you want to get a mic that's going to reduce the amount of key clicks and mouse, your best bets are to think about your mic placement and think about the polar pattern of that mic. So the polar pattern, when you look up a mic, you'll see this little circle diagram with like a weird drawing in there. Try to compose something like King Crimson Providence. I'll have to check that out too. So try to pick something that's gonna not have a response in the direction of your keyboard, whether that's placing the microphone here between you and the keyboard, or something with a really directional behavior like the 58. The 58's very directional, and it really doesn't like picking up anything that far away from it. So you'll notice if I go back here, you're not going to hear me quite as well. You'll hear a lot of room noise back here. It's still being compressed like crazy, but when I'm up close, that's when you can hear me the best. So get close to your mic, think about the placement of that mic, and if you can get a good compression situation going on, whether it's in running through Ableton Live, like your DAW, and then into Discord, which can be tricky to set up, but you can. Or a hardware compressor or an interface that does things like that, like this one. Something like a 58 is a great option. Otherwise, I mean, you can't go wrong with like the Yeti or the Blue Snowball, anything like that. As long as you think about placement, and treating your room helps a ton. If you look, nope, you're not gonna. If I show you on this one, maybe you'll see a little bit of it. But in the corner of my room, you'll see I have some acoustic treatment there. I'm trying not to blind you with the light. And that helps a lot with reducing the amount of noise in the room. So acoustic treatment is a huge thing to think about with this as well. Even if it's just putting up like a couple like cheap pieces of foam or anything, it'll help a lot. Thanks so much, Jimmy. Yeah, so I'm going to head out now. Thanks to Jimmy Upton, Terciero Lugar, Steven Zeck, anechoic foam. Yeah, you don't even have to go. Anechoic is like really heavy duty stuff. That's like the most intense it can get with that. Even just like simple egg crate foam will help a lot for this purpose. It won't help a lot for mixing. If you're going to mix, you should consider building some acoustic panels, which I can go over sometime. Those are really easy. Hang on one second. Here's an acoustic panel. Super easy to build. I built this myself, and I can't build anything. I'm terrible. This is 4 pieces of wood, 1 piece of soundproof insulation inside, and then a piece of fabric stapled over the top. So I built the frame, I dropped the insulation in, and then I wrapped the fabric around the insulation, and I just threw like 6 of these up on my walls. I built like 12 of them because I had a bigger studio before this. So I just have like a bunch of these hung around where I can, and it helps so much. It means 3rd place in Portuguese. That's funny. I know, man. The end of the stream comes up fast. But I'll be right here next week. Don't worry. I feel like the end of the stream comes fast, but also the stream comes up fast again. Like every Thursday, I'm like, oh my gosh, is it Thursday again? What happened? Where did the week go? I don't feel like I did anything. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Deeps to the peeps. Who else was here? Will Norris. Tales 1152. Earlier on, we had Matt Brecken. Empod. Theologer. Corporate Copan was here all night. Christian Iverson. The guy with no name. His name is just underscores. I never know what to say to him. Karkaduk earlier, Transformer 418, Stupid Universe 731C. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Norberto, I had a blast, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great night, everybody.